I'm gonna try this. It's probably not gonna work. Well, I guess it's a safety measure anyway, so just in case that it's the same pointer. So yeah, let's log this out. So this is gonna be data buffer. Yeah, let's just log this. And this is just like that. So let's do let's also log the buff size. Okay. So it's calling, okay. Let's it's calling it like every frame. And you can see here it's only a C, and we've got 2 length. The size is 33, so that makes sense. Okay, so yeah, so the capacity is fine, but and it matches the one that we sent in because it's 32 plus the sentinel. And then we have this, which is 2 sides, which should be correct, but somehow it doesn't. It just doesn't work. Is it like? So yeah, that's weird. What if we do? What if we do this and do Annie? Because I believe then it will actually show what's in here. And let's do this. Actually, let's do until size. Because I believe that that will show. Actually, maybe I should put D here to format it. Let's see if that works. Yeah, so it should format it as an array of numbers now instead. Maybe. Oh, yeah, I need to close down the program. So let's do this and that, and then see what we get. So we get 6700. So it's like tries to put. It's like it's putting it the 0 at the wrong place. What? Oh, is it my thing? Because I'm setting this to 0s. That should be correct, right? I guess if it hasn't been updated yet. But it's calling update. So I want to see, yeah, we have the first one. Let's see what the first one says. Okay, this is different. So the first one says 670. Interesting. And then 00. So for some reason Still says 0 there. So do we need to keep the buffer around? Feels kind of strange. Maybe we should just put the layer, like the buffer into the layer. Like, I don't know what resize does. This resize here. I think if we do this, let's see if there's any difference now that we have a buffer with capacity. Okay, so now we can actually do that. It still doesn't work here, okay. But I think what we should probably do is we should put the actual layer name here instead of the buffer that we have. The problem is that the layer name is not 0 sentinel, but what we could do is we could make it 0 sentinel, I guess. Yeah, we could just put this as being 0 sentinel just to make this work with easier with the other thing. What we also could do is we could yeah, let's just make it 0 sentinel. And the name that we get in should also be that. Okay, when we do init, we actually take over the thing here. This. Okay, so now those are that. Let's check for any issues here. This one, I guess we'll do Z. And here we have name, so let's make this 0 sentinel. And we'll do 0 sentinel there. And here, what do we have? Layer name. Right, this should also be. I'll print Z. Okay. So now that should all be fine. Now let's go back to here. Now we can actually use that, I believe. So so now we can just say layer name and we'll get this slice here. But the issue now, I think, is that we don't actually have capacity for anything more than the length. So maybe what we need to do instead is expected time. Oh, this is const because why? Because this is wait, what's happening? Oh, because this is const. So actually, I think what we want to do is make this thing like this. Yeah. So I think what we want to do, couldn't we just make this like a buffer? Well, I think, yeah, let's I think what we want to do is we want to say that this name is gonna be we want the layer here. The name is gonna be allocator, and then we allocate with Sentinel, I guess. And this is gonna be U8. The size is gonna be so max layer name size. Max layer name size 32. And this is gonna be no. We are going to put this here. The Sentinel is 0. We return the layer. And now we can say, well, we can do mem copy now. I think what we'll do buff print z. Buffer is layered of name. And the format is just going to be name. Okay. Out of memory. Yeah. Okay. And this one is also there. And the value. Oh. Wait. Yeah, so this is the buffer. The buffer is going to pointer, and the slice is going to be this. And this guy is so this is going to be max layer name size. This one is supposed to be R. Okay, it's a bit fiddly doing this, but what I want to achieve basically is the name is going to be like we only allocated once, and when we deinitialize it, we want to free it, of course. And when we set a new name, we are not going to free the old name. We are just going to say, we're not going to duplicate, we are going to say that it's going to be the same thing. So we're gonna buff print z, self.name.pointer, max layer name size, and then the format is going to be the same thing here. So now we keep oh yeah, we don't need allocator now. So we keep the pointer the same, and we have a maximum capacity, which is 32 in this case, which we can modify. But we have a maximum capacity, we have the same pointer every time, and then when we get a new name, we just overwrite the current pointer, and the pointer will be the same, so that we can, when we deinitialize, we can just deinitialize, free it there, and that will take care of that. Alright, so now, and then when we initialize, we get this pointer. So now we should also take care of this name. Wherever we call this init function, we should also actually not put the, well, the name needs to be freed afterwards. So I think, yeah, once we've added this layer, actually we don't need to allocate this name now, we can just use background. So that's a positive, I think, because yeah, it looks a bit weird that we need to make this name here. So that should be a lot better there. Okay, let's check this set name. So now we don't need to pass in the allocator. Okay. And I want to check add layer. Yeah, so here we don't actually need to create this one either, so we can just say layer here. Okay. Now let's check for anything here. So, right, this is also catch unreachable. Okay. So there was one thing I was thinking about. I don't know. Let's try it, I guess. Okay, nothing's happening. Okay, so we don't get anything happening here. The buffer is layer names. That should. All right, the capacity. So actually, we need to actually do grab the name buffer instead. So let's make this. Let's make that like a name buffer. And this will grab us a slice like this. Okay, and now we can do self name pointer. Yeah, and we could actually use that here now instead. So get name buffer. And we can use it somewhere else. So I believe this one. Actually, we can just say set name, right? Yeah. So layer set name name. Okay. And we go back, and here we do get name buffer. Okay, let's try that. We got some compilation errors. What's this? Destination pointer requires sentinel. Okay. So this pointer should be sentinel. Okay. I mean, it is 0 sentinel. I guess we do a pointer cast. (32 U8). Okay, I guess we'll try a pointer cast. Let's see, because I mean it is 0 sentinel, still has a 0 somewhere, you know. Okay, that seems promising, except it's wait, what? Wait, why is the C still there? Okay, but that seems good. Let's save and reload. Okay, so what's happening? Wait, how is it's like it's committing the thing. Okay, let's see. So when we do this, did it actually call the function? No? So let's go back to layout. So this seems to work. So do we need to actually commit by pressing like enter or something? No. So how does it, why is it not calling the thing? Do we need to have like, let's say if No. Well, we don't want to always call the callback. Callback. Always callback resize, callback edit, callback edit. I mean, I guess let's try callback edit. What? Bool ignore. Oh yeah. Maybe we should log the bool. See when it. Okay, so that seems to work. So let's see how many calls we got. We've got like 100,000 calls, then okay. So I think we got one call per like edit we did. So that's really nice. That's probably what we want to have, right? And we don't need all this. And I don't think, yeah, we don't need this buffer either. So let's get rid of that. Okay, so that seems to be one way you could do it, I guess. I'm not sure. It feels like it's I'm choosing to do it way overcomplicated, because when I look at the documentation, it looks a lot easier, but I'm just gonna accept this as it is. This works, so great. Now let's use this to actually rename this to characters. So that's the character layer. Okay, let's save. And we open it up. And there we go. So now we got the characters there. I wanna rename this part, maybe. So this is gonna be background 2. And then this one is gonna be foreground. So I'm just gonna show how, like, an example of how I'm thinking about this. So now we have this basic level, and what I want to do is I want to go to, so this level is now saved. So what I want to do is I want to change the game code, or adapt the game code to actually be able to use these layers now. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same edits that I did to the the Tilemap Editor, the Tilemap structure here. I'm gonna do the same changes in the game code, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back, and yeah, I've adjusted the code for the game code now. So now we are actually drawing all the tiles, all the layers from front to back. However, as you can see here, we need to adapt the player layer to be between the background and the foreground, which we haven't done here. So that's why we still see this. Okay, so I think one of the issues here is going to be because the draw layer system is not part of the, we have this draw tilemap function that's kind of outside of the normal functionality that we have with the entities and stuff like that. So what I'm thinking that we could do is actually have two flies with one stone, or whatever you say. And instead of doing all this, well, we do want to keep this function, because we want to draw the tile map. like this, but we don't want to draw it onto the screen. We want to draw it onto a texture that we keep around when we load the level, and that we keep around to be able to draw those pictures instead. And then we can draw them layer by layer, and then because they are layer by layer, we can incorporate them into the already existing layer system that we have in the entities. So that's actually a really nice way of transitioning from this sort of naive approach that we have. So I think what we want to do is first we want to basically disable this, and we want to go back to our draw tilemap, and what I think we want to do is we want to draw this tilemap onto another texture. So this is the tilemap component. I guess we don't really want to have a component anymore. We want to basically just have the tilemap and the position straight up. So let's do like this. So let's just pass in position, or maybe not position. Let's just pass in the tilemap, and that's gonna be, well, let's just see what this is. This is a tilemap that we have like this. So the tilemap, I guess it's a const. And then we want the texture that you want to, well, I guess, I don't know if it's a texture. It depends on what you can do with Raylib. Like texture, you can update texture, okay. Draw texture. So you can do like texture mode. And that's a render texture. Okay. So I think what we want to do is basically we want to create, okay, maybe it's easier to do this. Maybe it's easier to just return we just want to return basically a Raylib image, I think, or just texture actually. Yeah, let's just return a texture. Okay. Now, yeah, we don't have position, so that's just gonna be 0, I think. Okay, and then we have tilemap. We don't need to do anything there. Okay, so instead of drawing here, instead of drawing that, well, we wanna do draw. Yeah, we don't want to use camera either or anything like that. So we wanna do draw. So image, draw, destination image, source image, text, no, draw text. I want to draw basically a texture. Okay, I'm gonna generate an image with a color, and the width is going to be, well, that's going to be the entire thing. Size. Like this. And then this could just be the size half. Okay, and now we can say this is going to be size. Yeah, I guess. Let's just do int from float, and it's going to be x of size, because this is f32. Yeah, it should be anyway. And this same thing, float y of size. I'm still kind of working out how to do this in my head here, but let's do like start with white, I guess. So now we have this image, right? And we have a texture that we want to be able to draw onto the image, right? So draw, can we draw this onto the image? Oh, I can just do draw directly from here. But, so we could do from image. So there's not really, I mean, you could do to texture, I guess. To texture. Alright, but this image needs to be down here, so this needs to be like this. Oh, and here we have already int. I guess we could use those maybe, but then we need to do int cast instead. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Size x. It's a little bit nicer, I guess. Size y. Okay, so that's the image there. And now we'll do tile image, I guess. So we'll do image from texture. Okay, so we can load image from texture there. So now we have that. And then we can say draw image, and the source is going to be the tile image. No. The image we want to draw onto the image, and we want to draw the tile image there. Okay. Let's also unload this image. Okay, so we draw onto the image and the source rectangle. I mean, that's just going to be the whole image. And this is f32, so we can use tile size here. Okay, and then the destination rectangle. So this one is going to be here. So we have tile position. Wait, didn't I have like a rectangle here? Oh yeah. So I can just do this. So this rectangle is going to be tile position, and the size is the tile size scale, right? And then the source vect is 0 and tile size. So source vect, whoops, and district. Okay, so now we've drawn that onto the image. Draw source image within destination image. Yeah. So the image, this is the image, yeah, and then the tint here. So this is the image we draw onto, and then this is the source image that we want to draw to that. Okay, and then it's automatically scaled also. So, well, actually, I wonder if this is gonna have the same like padding issue now, because when we convert this to an image, it's only gonna copy like. So I think what we need to do is we need to convert this texture to an image first. Okay, I guess what we could do is this. So we could do, we could make sort of like a temporary string hash map here. So this would be an image map, and this would be a string hash map, and the type would be an image, and then we initialize this and we do scene there. Okay, so what we do now is we get the texture. Actually, what we do is we say maybe we have the image already. So tile set image, and we say image map, and we get the tile set, and if right, so we're gonna do this. So no, this is gonna be the tile set image, is gonna be this, or else this is going to be, I'm gonna make a scope here. Yeah, so in this scope, so if this doesn't exist, then we're gonna grab the texture. We are going to grab this image. So this is the tile set image. We're going to break with this image. We are going to not unload it there. But what we're going to do is we're going to say we're going to put this image to tile set. So now we should have, now it should like, and if it encounters, if it comes here and then we encounter the tile set, we just grab it. If we don't have it yet, then we go into here and we go grab the texture, make the image from the texture, populate the key in the map with that texture or image, I mean, and then return this image so that this guy is populated with the image. Okay, and now we always have this image here. So now we can use that image, and this is going to be the tile set image, and the source rect is not going to be this, it's going to be this, the tile source rect. So that's tile source rect, and then the destination rect is this. So that should draw this on the image. Okay, and now at the end here, of course we want to defer, we want to deinitialize, but we also want to grab an iterator from this. So iterator, let's just grab the value because we're not interested in the key. So we'll grab the image here. So now this is an image. So what we can do here is we can say unload image and put the image there. Okay, so this is like, let's do tile set image, I guess. There. Okay. So now, yeah, so we clean up after ourselves basically there. Now over here, yeah, so we draw that, and at the end we clean that up, and then at the end of all this we're gonna return image to texture. All right, well, we're gonna grab this result, and I think now that it's safe to unload the image itself. So let's do unload image. Okay, and then we have to take care of actually unloading this texture as well, but we don't need to care about it right now. Let's see, this is unused. Okay, there we go. So no more compiler errors. Okay, but now what we need to do is we need to create these entities that's gonna basically draw the entire tile map. So we are going to need to go to the init level function, init level tilemap, and so in here, instead of adding these tilemap components, we want to add, well, you know, the same as the background basically. So where do we do that? I think in here we do backgrounds. So yeah, we do add like a rigid body which is static and not solid, I guess. So this is sort of what we need to do here. Almost in the same way that we're doing it. Maybe we can even modify this to include like the tile maps. What we could do is we could modify the level, and we could say this level layer is actually, well, the element could, this could be tagged union instead, and it could have like different types. We could also have this like the sort of content So key is probably not needed when we have tile maps, maybe. So let's do, actually, you know what? We could modify this because I just realized that, yeah, we need to find like where's the character level and or character layer or whatever. So I think we will do this. So let's define character layer name. I believe that is just characters that we had there. And now in the init function, we want to add, I don't think we need layers in between. Let's, I think we need like, yeah, let's just add the tilemap here. And we'll put the tilemap there. Okay, and then in the load function, we still want to have like background layers and foreground layers. However, down here, what we want to do is, I think what we want to do is, I want to have a separate draw tilemap file, and I think we will put this function there instead of having it here. So let's put it there. And we don't really need the scene except for, yeah, we need a texture container and the allocator. So let's grab the allocator and texture container. And I guess we'll do the same as we did with the other stuff. We have this type here, which we put it into container, and we also need this, and this one is going to be texture container T. Wait, oh, this is texture definition. I think we can just say that this is going to be the texture container itself. Maybe we should just put any type here, just to make it easier to use here. Okay, and then we have the tilemap, which is just a tilemap, and we will import that. Okay, yeah, and relive. Okay, and here we have the texture container. So we already have the texture container, and we also need V. So we need CGE, and we need tile size. So yeah, the tile size. I guess we'll just put the. I guess maybe tilemap has tile size actually. Yeah, let's use that. And then scale. Do we have scale here? No. Okay, so let's just put scale at the end, I guess. Oops. There. And this is tilemap.tile size. Allocator. Oh. Tilemap component offset. Yeah. Right, so I think yeah, what we'll do is we'll just hard code the offset here. So I think we'll just do tile set offset, but this is like padding offset 2, facet padding spacing is 4. So this is going to be facet offset plus facet spacing facet ABB. Okay, that seems to have done the trick. For errors in this file at least. Right. So now we have that function. Now we can import that over here. There. Okay, so now we want to find all the layers before the character layer. Okay, so this is going to be the character. So we want to do, well, I guess we'll just go through all the layers. So tilemap layers. Then let's see, I lost my train of thought here. So we've got the tilemap layer, and we need to have a separate, I guess, function for this, where we grab a load tilemap layer instead, and the layer is a tilemap layer now. Let's do pointer. I guess it's kind of const. Okay. So now this layer here, yeah, it's not a list like this. So what we're gonna do is we have one entity. Okay. And this is the texture, right? So the texture is going to be draw a tile map, and we need an allocator. Do we have an allocator here? No. The texture container. Oops. Texture container. So we do have that, so we can just pass that in here. Now we need the tilemap, and we need the scale. Yeah, we need the allocator. So let's grab the allocator here. I guess we can actually get the allocator here. Oh, this is registry singletons get allocator. And okay. Now at the tilemap. Oh, Wait. Draw tilemap. Oh. Yeah, okay. So, sorry, my brain just caught up with me here. So, it's not the tilemap that we want to draw. It's one layer of the tilemap. So we're not actually drawing. We actually have the layer already, so we're not gonna loop through all of that. Okay. And the layer is going to be here, so this is going to be the layer, and this is a tilemap layer, not a tilemap. And then this is a layer. Oh, and we don't have the tile size. I guess we have to put that in here, so let's do that. We need to grab vector. This is the layer size. No. Layer size, tile size. No, just the tile size. Yeah. There we go. Okay. So, well, the adapter was pretty easy, I guess. So, and then this one is actually draw layer and not, well, I guess draw tilemap layer. Okay. I guess we can keep the name. And let's also do this. So we're consistent. Okay. So now we actually need the layer instead. So we'll just put the layer here. Okay, and the scale, I guess we will. Are we not using scale otherwise? Maybe not. Do it need scale though? I guess we don't actually want to scale it at this point. I think we don't actually want to scale at this point. Yeah. We scale it when we are done with everything. We don't scale it now, we scale it later. That's true. So yeah. And all right. And this is just that. And oops, this is also that. Okay. So let's go back to here. All right. So now we have our texture here as before, and then I guess we just do everything as the same thing, except the position now is, I guess this is just gonna be 0. Yeah, for now. Maybe we'll have like layers with position or offset in the future, but for now we don't have that. So now here we can just say load tilemap layer, texture container type, registry layer, draw layer. Yeah, that's gonna be draw layer, and then draw layer plus equals to 1. So it's the same thing. However, what we want to do is we want to check first. I want to check equal here. Is the layer name equal to character layer name? Then we do a break and we continue. I think also what we want to do is Well, you know what? It's not gonna matter that much. Let's just do it like this. So I think this foreground is gonna be at the end, and we'll have the foreground tilemap layers here. So now we want to do basically the other way around. So we want to check, is the character layer name, we want to find the character layer and then start to load the stuff. So if this is the character layer name, while it's not the character layer name, we want to continue. So once we have the character layer, well, I think we just skip the character layer. And then, yeah, if the character layer has something in it, I guess it's just going to be drawn at this point. But anyway, now, wait, but we don't want to do this. Okay, maybe it's just easier to do this. So let's have an character layer index. So let's have this at 0. And now if we encounter the character layer, we set the index to I, and then we have to grab the index here. Okay, and then we break. Otherwise, yeah, this is going to be layers items dot length. Yeah, and then we do the same thing. Well, what we do is we do 0 to character layer index. No, we do character layer index, and then tilemap layers items length, and then we get I, and the layer is going to be tilemap layers items I. And this is a pointer, so we get the pointer here. Okay, that hopefully works. So yeah, I'm not sure if I went through this how I thought it, but basically we go through each layer that's not before the character layer. Let me say that again. We go through each layer that's before the character layer. We put them as these entity layers, the same way we do with the previous system that we have. But now we draw them with this whole tilemap thing and put them in layers. And then once we've reached the character layer, we stop with this break. We'll remember which index it is. We put some layers in between here. Then we continue after the character layers to draw the layers that are, or to create the entities for the layers that are after the character layer index. So maybe this should be like +1 actually. Yeah, because we don't want the actual character layer itself. Okay, there we go. Now that should be good. Okay, and one thing that I want to do is, well, basically we have two functions that are huge functions that do basically the same thing. So probably what we want to do is break the common stuff out. And yeah, so let's grab everything in here, and we'll put this, actually let's just copy this function, and we'll do this will be inner, I guess, and then this is everything that we need. So what we need is we need to get the texture. I guess we need like a, actually we want to do what's in here, I guess. once. So this is like for one entity. Create layer entity. Yeah. And we don't have the layer, but what we do have is draw layer, and we have the texture key. So that's gonna be this one, texture key here. Okay. And then the position as well. So this is the position. Yeah. Okay. Position. There we go. Okay, and now we can use that over here. So we can say self.create layer entity, and we'll do texture container type registry, and the texture key is going to be, oh wait, oh, this is interesting. So, oh yeah, because now we have these free, like sort of free floating textures as well. I think what we'll do is we'll just give a texture and not the texture key. And then we don't need this. Instead we just grab the texture directly here. This will be a texture 2D. And we have Raylim here. Okay. That's texture 2D, and then we don't need you, and we don't need you. Okay. And then this is going to be this, and then not the texture. Texture is going to be texture, and the position is going to be 0, and the draw layer will just pass through. And now we can delete everything here. Okay, we don't need the physics system. Okay. There we go. Right, and then we do the same thing over here. So for each layer we want to do create layer entity, and the texture is grabbed from there. The position is element position, and draw layer is yeah, it's just draw layer. So we don't create entity, we don't do anything over here, and we don't need you. Okay, great. Keeping the file size short here. Yeah, and things more readable. I mean, yeah, it's pretty obvious now what we're doing. We are loading. Loading a layer means we go through each layer and we create an entity for each thing in the layer. Okay. And the tilemap layer is even simpler because it's only one texture. We draw the tilemap onto a texture and we create an entity for that texture. Okay. Now, let's see. So, yeah, and as I said, now these textures are sort of like these free floating textures that we don't really unload, I guess. Well, we do, I mean, I think Raylib keeps track of all the textures and is going to unload it at the end of the program. And everything gets released then anyway. But, yeah, it's going to unload it at the end. And, yeah, The only situation where it's going to happen. We're going to have to fix this by having a better texture container. I think I'm gonna replace the texture container with just like a hash map. We'll see. With some maybe like a hash map that's basically a wrapped hash map with some loading functionality. But either way, I think because then you can add this sort of textures automatically into that, and you can deinitialize that. I think what we want to do is we want to have like the level itself be deinitializable. Maybe we even because then what we could do is we can go through each texture and deinitialize it. So we'll save these textures in some sort of array or something like that we can unload. But I'm not gonna worry about that for now. So let's just see where this lands us. So now we are in this init level tilemap function. I'm not even sure we need to call this anymore. Yeah, we need to create ground from solid tiles though. So that thing we still need to do. I wonder if we should just do that for the foreground. I don't know. And then it's too much black magic going on. I don't like it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm not going to do this tilemap entity. We don't need this anymore. So let's do without that. Okay, we got this. So these ones now complain because we need to add some more things here. We just need a tilemap. And so the tilemap, and now these actually, you know what, the tilemap could just be a string, I guess, but then you need the tilemap itself when we load. So because it's not going to be initializable without the tilemap, and tilemap is loaded on so this is going to be just tilemap like the key, tilemap key, I guess we can call it instead. Alright, there. And then when we load, we want to, I guess we could get like a hash map of the tile sets. The tile maps. I think we already have that. So we can just grab that here. So let's grab it here. So tile maps. That's going to be in singletons get string hash map. Alright, and then here we can do, we just want to grab the tilemap basically. Tilemap is going to be tilemaps get. Let's get a pointer, and the key is tilemap key. There. This is not unused. Oh, we need to do this. There. Okay, now this one we need to so we need to say tilemap key is going to be village there, and the rest actually are not even compiled, so no one cares about those until we get there. So that's great. We don't need to fix them. Okay, so now we should actually have this level. Oh. Okay, so we don't need to get the pointer, we just need to get it there. What's going on here? Okay, so this one. Okay, let's just do this, I guess. And you need. Wait. Oh yeah, unit allocator, text container, layer, and then tile size. Oh. So I guess we can put tile size in the level, maybe. I mean, we do have the tile map itself, so I guess we can do this, and we'll get the tile size from the tile map. There. And then you need a tile map as well. There we go. Okay, this one. Yeah. Tile map. And wait. Oh. Let's do this then. Texture. Because this texture is just that. Okay, let me check here because I'm not sure if we actually want to. Yeah, this adds a pointer to the texture, so we don't, since we don't actually contain it anywhere, the information about the texture, because I think, yeah, these textures don't actually contain anything by themselves. They contain like pointers to the data, so they're safe to copy around without much issues. But the way that I've stored this texture component is I actually want a pointer to the texture to the descriptor object, so I need it to be stored somewhere. So yeah, the texture container. So the texture container has an unknown type. Oh. I mean, this could just as well be like. Okay, so we're getting the type from the registry, I guess. Yeah, and then the initial scene we have texture container, and this one is this. So we do have a hash map textures here. Okay, so we could put that in there. I think we already have the texture in there, actually. Well, oh, okay, we don't have. Well, yeah, we have the source tile map, but we don't have, or the source tile set, but we don't have the tile map layer in there. So, but let's see. The initialize goes through all of the texture definitions. It does not go through all the textures in the hash map. So possibly, if we can keep the keys unique, then we can add more textures in here that we can actually store here and then do away with. So I think, yeah, instead of doing all this, we'll just grab an iterator from textures, and we'll just do this, and this is the texture, yeah. And then we just do unload texture. Okay. And I guess that's it. We don't need this fancy thing. Okay. And now we can just add a texture. So I think, yeah, we'll just add, and this will be, we need a key, and we will grab the pointer here. So I think, yeah, for add, so actually we want to add this, and then we're going to add that texture, and that would get the pointer back, I guess. So this would be self textures put key, and then texture, and then do we get anything back? No. We catch unreachable, and then we return self textures get pointer key, and we can assume that it exists. Okay, so now we can actually add stuff to this container. All right, so let's go, and everything in it will be deinitialized automatically at the end. But as I said, we want to have this per level later so that you can load and unload levels individually and not everything at once. So we're probably going to have like a more sophisticated loader and stuff like that later for that. I mean, and not that we really need it for this game, I don't think, but anyway. When the need arises, you do something. Okay, so now let's go in here and we draw the tilemap layer. So what we could do inside here is store it as well. So this guy could take care of the storage as well, I guess, but the only thing that we do want to have is a unique ID. Also, we're gonna do this. We're gonna return this pointer now instead. I'm not sure what the ID would be. I guess for now we could just use a random thing. So because the ID is not really important, it just needs to be unique because we want to store it somewhere and then iterate through it and destroy it. So here we expect the type time of player found const. Wait, why are we expect? Oh, okay. Yeah, and yeah, if you want to fix that for real, you want to make like a version of this that returns like the constant tile instead. But I'm not gonna bother with that right now. It's not that important. It's just to be really pedantic on which functions are gonna modify your stuff and which are not. So, but anyway, then let's see. So yeah, here we have the result, and what we can do is we can say texture container add, and then we need a key. So we're gonna import UUID here, then we're gonna say add, and we're gonna say earn or v4 new. Wait, can we just use earn directly maybe? No. So let's do v4 new and yeah, and then I want to say earn serialize this. Okay. So that should serialize a new thing. We're gonna get an array back, and this one is gonna need. So I'm sure it's gonna copy this thing. So I'm gonna put the address here. Yeah, it's a string hash map. I think that one copies the thing. So, and then we'll put the result there. And that's just a straight up thing there, okay? Yeah, I believe this is texture 2D and not anything else. Okay, so what's happening here? We need, oh yeah, so this needs to be this. And, oh, these needs to be like this. Okay. Load image from texture. Okay, hang on. So this texture is that. So let's do that, I guess. And then this guy will be cache reachable. And so this one needs to be mutable. And expected type rectangle found. Oh, wait. Oh, this is okay. So do we have a method for that? No. So I think let's see, do we have anything here? No. So I think we can do source rect, and then this is going to be type source rect, and this is going to be top left and size. And then this is source rect. Okay. Next thing, value ignored. Oh yeah, so this is the actual result. Here, this is going to be layer texture. Okay, and then this is like, I mean, I guess the layer texture pointer. Okay. So here, right, self. So I guess, yeah, this needs to be like this. That makes sense. Okay. So we've gone through all of the compiler errors. I guess we just run it and see. Okay, so we got a crash. That's to be expected, to be honest. Let's see, so tilemap panic attempt to use null value. Okay, so the tilemap key doesn't. Oh yeah. So the tilemap key is not actually accurate.
it's going to be test and not village. Yeah, we're loading. Yeah, we need to do the. Also, we want to do this after we've loaded the tilemap, right? So load tilemap puts the thing in here. Also, this is like the wrong name. Tilemap. Okay, yeah, this one puts it in the tilemaps container, and we name it test and not village. Or yeah, it's test that we load. So this one actually needs to be after the init tilemap. There. And this one now only creates a solid tiles. Yeah. Okay. Now we want to go to the level and we want to change this to test. Okay. Now let's see. Okay, so something happened here. Okay, it looks like the ground generation looks like it's working, and the background works, but yeah, there's something really weird going on with the layers, I guess. So let's try and see what's gonna happen there. So let's go to our init level function. So we have loaded the tilemap. Now let's see. Let's actually log some stuff here. So I'm pretty sure we're just gonna see like drawing. Yeah. So let's do this. So draw layer. So layer, and we do this, and then this is a just normal layer. Okay. And this is going to be draw layer. Okay, and then here we do tilemap layer, and here's tilemap layer again, and then here's normal layer. Let's just do this and see if we can get something in the logs. Okay. Layer. There we go. So we got layer 0, we got tilemap layer 1. Actually, you know what? I think we have names for these, so let's put the name here as well. So this will be layer name. I'll do the same thing here. Name, and now we can really see. Wait. Okay. The name and everything. So. Okay. So we get layer 0, and here's layer 1, and we can see here that we actually create some texture here, pixel data retrieved. Okay, and we load. So I'm actually not sure about this. Okay, so we got background, we have, wait, we jump straight to foreground. It's weird. Yeah, no, don't have any other layers. So where's the other layers? Huh? So I think we have background, and then we have We have background, background 2, characters, and foreground. So background 2, did that disappear? Layer, foreground, yeah. It didn't actually show background 2. Strange. And it does show foreground. But when we actually create the thing, it says here pixel data retrieved successfully. Texture loaded. Maybe we don't have to, maybe we shouldn't unload some of these images. Let's go in here and let's try and just not do this, I guess. Okay, let's see now. Okay, so didn't make a difference. Okay, so now we get background 2 for some reason. Weird. Okay, so that did not make a difference. I'm pretty sure we have the correct tile set because I did test it before. Yeah, so it was drawing correctly before. And now we get background 2 as well. I'm not sure what happened there, but let's just ignore it. Okay, so the iteration seems to work. However, I think there's something wrong with the draw tilemap stuff. Draw tilemap layer. So let's go through this. So this defer should happen at the end. We don't care about this. So we're grabbing the image here. If it doesn't exist, I mean, it makes sense that it would just happen one time because yeah, we only have one tile set, so it's just gonna happen one time. And then we say pixel data retrieved. Pixel loaded, no, texture loaded successfully. And this one is like 35 times 17. What? That doesn't make sense. 35 times 17? Wait, it's 30, oh. It's 35 times 17. That's just a grid size. Okay, that makes sense. That it would not work. This is the grid size. Right. So this is... Alright, so okay. This makes sense. Okay. So, yeah, this is just gonna wait to bite me in the ass. Let's see, let's do size instead then. And yeah, we'll go back to here. Float from, no, int from float. There. Okay, try this again. Oh. Wait, what's happening? Okay, so now this, I guess this should look better now. Yeah, 560 times 272. Is that really correct as well? I mean, I guess, yeah, it gets scaled, I think, yeah. But it looks like it's like all white. Maybe it should be transparent instead. Alpha. No. So, transparent. Is there not like a transparent thing? I guess we could do, what's fade? Get called with alpha applied. Alpha goes from I think we'll do init everything 0. So it's just a, I'm not sure how this will work actually. If it's gonna work, if it's gonna keep this information. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so it's not showing it in the correct position. Okay, so it actually seems to work, except it's drawn in the, well, it's I guess it's spawned in the wrong position. So yeah, I guess we need to take the screen into account here and have the position. Well, the position should be correct, right? I mean, if we go to level and we go to the normal layers here, the position, I guess it's based on this element position. So let's get back to initial scene and we'll go to our level. Yeah, this is 0 as well, so I'm not sure what the difference would be. Well, I guess the difference is the size. Well, it's not going to be a difference, right? The size is the same, I guess. It's not actually the same, I guess. Right. Oh wait. It might be in here. Yeah. So it might be in here that the position is wrong. Yeah. Let's grab this. And yeah, so the thing is here that we don't want to do some fancy stuff here, I don't think. Yeah. So the tile position, we're not gonna do anything with this. Okay. And we're not gonna do this. Okay, yeah, I think that should be better. Because we're drawing onto just an image, we don't have anything else to care about. There we go. Okay. And as you can see, we got it working now. And as you can see here, we're drawn in. If you can see the little grass or moss here, it's drawn in front of the character, and the ladder and stuff is drawn behind the character, since we have the character level in between of those. So yeah, it works. Cool. So now this is kind of the prerequisite that I wanted to do in order to make like the village level basically and have these ladders and stuff around. So now we can make more like advanced, I guess, levels. So cool. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this time. So we got a lot of things done here. We got layers in our tile maps now, so we can define a bunch of layers in our editor, and we can name them, and we can do certain things with them in the code as well if you want. And so yeah, that's gonna be it for this time. So thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to post down below. And otherwise, have a nice day, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.